Okay, so step one, identify the like terms. So first we have to figure out what are the like terms. So I see an n here and a positive 3n there. So I'm thinking I can combine those. So maybe off to the side I'm thinking, what's n plus 3n? That's going to be 4n, right? So those combine to 4n. Sorry, I had to deal with something there. And then we can't forget that we have this plus 7 still in the expression. So step one, I have combined my like terms. Step two, we want to create a zero term out of the constant. So the constant here is 7. So to make 0, I would subtract 7 from both sides. That creates a zero term. And negative 5 minus 7 is negative 12. So done. And then step 3, make a big 1 factor. And to do that, we do the inverse of multiplication, which is to divide, because that creates that big 1 factor. And negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. So the correct answer here is D, negative 3. Identify the like terms. So on the left side, I see a 6x. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put a box around it. Minus 4 is a constant, but I can combine it with a positive 7x. So off to the side, maybe I do this math. 6x's plus 7x's, that combines to 13x's. So I can combine that to a single term, bring down my minus 4, that's still part of the expression, and equals 9. So I've combined the like terms. Now I need to create a zero term out of the constant. So if my constant is negative, I'm going to add to make that zero term. So again, negative 4 plus 4, it gives me 0, and I bring down my 13x, and 9 plus 4 is 13. Check. Last step, make that big 1 with division. Divide both sides by 13. 13 divided by 13 is a big 1. And x equals 13 divided by 13 is 1. Correct answer here was A. X equals. To identify the like terms. So on the left side, I have an n. I have a plus 8, which is a constant, and I have a plus 5n. So these are my like terms. So off to the side, I can combine them. N plus 5n is 6 total n's. So that combines to 6n. And I can bring down my constant equals negative 4. Step 1, done. Step 2, we need to make a 0. How do you make 0 out of positive 8? You subtract 8, which means we're subtracting 8 from both sides. You can also write it off to the side if you want. You don't have to write it below. So 8 minus 8 is 0. Bring down your 6n, and negative 4 minus 8 is negative 12. So we made our 0 term. Last step, make your big 1 by dividing by 6. Because 6 divided by 6 is 1. That leaves us with n equals, and negative 12 divided by 6 is negative 2. D is the correct answer here. Okay, step 1, identify and combine the like terms. So on the left side, we have a negative 6x, a negative 1, which is a constant, so we're not going to combine it, and another negative 6x. So to combine means to add those two terms together. Negative 6x's plus negative 6x's combines for a total of negative 12x's. So these end up as negative 12x. And don't forget to bring down your constant and the rest of the equation. So step 1 is done. Step 2, we need to make a 0 term out of the constant. So to make a 0 term out of negative 1, we're going to add 1 to both sides. That creates a 0. So you bring down your negative 12x's, and 11 plus 1 is 12. Check. Final step, we're making a big one factor with division. Now, because x is being multiplied by negative 12, we need to divide by negative 12 because that creates a positive big one factor. And we're left with x equals 12 divided by negative 12 is negative 1, meaning the solution here is D, negative 1.